Pisces, hi. So this is going to be a reading for the month of June 2026. And I'll do the reading for you and then I'll close it off with a oracle card. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. The Pisces in the house needed to make an entrance, apparently. He heard Pisces. He's like, oh, there's my cue. My little baby. Let's see, what do we got? Alrighty, the overall energy for the reading, the Three of Cups. We got peace and love and all sorts of good juju in this connection that you may have with somebody. And then it turns into war, but we're not there yet. But let's see. Starting off the reading, you get the Five of Swords crossed by the Nine of Wands. There's a deceptive type of a rejection to something here. I'm not sure what it is. We'll come back to it when we clarify and we'll see what that means. But in your focus, the Chariot, you feel like you're on the right track here. You feel like everything's good for me as far as I'm concerned, as far as where I stand in this situation. Okay. In the recent past, the Lovers, very strong connection showing up here for you. In your strength, the Fool, yeah, you seem to be open. You seem to know what you want here. In the immediate future, the Emperor, you're stepping into your power big time. You're like, hey, I got this. Supporting this reading, the Ace of Cups. Again, all good energies. The only question mark for me is like, what the fuck is that? That started the reading. Who's rejecting all of this, you know, or something? I don't know. We'll see. The energy that surrounds you, and you may not be aware of it, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, there might be a little change somewhere, somehow, something. I don't know. In your hopes and fears, the Knight of Pentacles. Why are you moving with cautious here? You're very cautious in this energy. You're moving forward. You're like, okay, it's like walking on eggshells or something. A little bit. Huh. I don't know where you're going and what you're doing here, but it's like, let's proceed with caution. You know, let's move on. Yeah, let's proceed, but like with caution. Okay. In the potential outcome, the Five of Wands. Okay, well, that's why you're dealing with the ticking bomb. I don't know what the hell is going on, but that's conflict over there. Even with all of your caution there, it's okay. Let's clarify. Because this turns very sudden. I wonder if that rejection there has anything to do with it. But let's see. For the Three of Cups, you get the Nine of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Justice card. Oh, okay. So you're trying to figure out how to bring an energy to a peaceful resolution. To, hey, this could be great here. Yeah, it could. But you're trying to figure out how to take it there. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is your approach to something that's kind of tricky, maybe, and you're trying to bring good juju to it. Okay. Five of Swords. You get the Page of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Empress. It is tricky. Because I feel like the situation is already in a tricky place, in the sense of maybe you've had a disagreement. Maybe you want something out of something, but whoever you're dealing with at the other end of this doesn't want the same thing. And maybe, you know, so there's a delicate matter at play for sure. And with that, your intention is, hey, I want to bring the best out of the situation to the surface. But there also seems to be a little bit of pulling back from that energy, a little bit of, if this is your intention and this is what you're going with, then why are you going with it and then pulling away? Are you scared? Are your expectations in the place of, hey, this has to work out because otherwise, you know, so let's not fuck it up. I don't know. But like, if that's your intention truly, and I see that that's what it is, of making something work here. You're so beautiful. Don't scratch me, you little fucker. Oh boy. then why aren't you sticking with it? Why do you let your fears, your expectations kind of stand in the way? Because that's what makes this look a little bit deceptive, a little bit like you would tell me, hey, I really want this. And then I look at you, and with all the energies at play, I wouldn't believe you, no matter how determined you showed up here. You know? So there's a little bit of, I think that's your fear. And it's you're setting yourself up for disappointment because you carry expectation over this. It's one thing to have the clarity and the energy and the drive to pursue a goal here, and no matter what happens, you pursue that goal. But it's another if you're being driven by your own expectation, because then you're setting yourself up. And that's why there's deception over this energy. And that's why there's rejection to your own intention here. Because when fear shows up that, hey, things are not going to work out in the way that I expect them to, then you're kind of standing in your own way without knowing that you are. For the 9 of Wands, you get the King of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, this definitely has to do with somebody else. It feels like they're also coming from that same place of, hey, let's find a middle ground, you know? But I'm not sure. I think you're pursuing different things here. I think your end goal looks different. I think initially both of you want to find a middle ground, but like for the long term, what your goal truly is here doesn't match theirs. I have a feeling that that's what we're talking about here. So it's like, okay, let's say you're kind of putting together a friendship here. Like you want to be really, 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 really close friends. They want to be friends. Yeah. But not the really, 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 really close friends. You know what I mean? So it's like, it feels like you're kind of pursuing the same goal, but ultimately it's not. Let's do the Chariot. In your focus, you get the 10 of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Cups. Okay, so you're kind of throwing an idea here. You're kind of throwing the idea of, let's just forget about it all. But as you throw that idea, you're still pursuing it. So it's almost like a walking contradiction that I'm looking at here. So then are we dropping it? It's just an idea. Okay. So we're not dropping it. Well, I'm still here messing with this, so I guess not. But like, we could. Sure, we could. We could do a lot of things. But are we doing them? Apparently not. Okay, this is redundant. This is like, I'm just going to throw this idea out there. Like, I'm just going to be done with this. Then what are you still doing here? Oh, well, since I'm here, I'm still kind of fucking with this, so. Okay. Let me do the Lovers in the recent past. The King of Cups, the Page of Swords, the 9 of Swords. Okay, so you're showing me a very, very strong connection that you feel deeply for. And the way you show up in it doesn't match what I see there in the feeling of it. That's why I'm almost fairly convinced that you're just not, your perception over this is fairly different than their perception over this. The way you view this, or the way, or what you feel about this, or what you want out of this is probably not the same, lined up with where they're at with this, which it can happen, which kind of explains a lot of what I'm looking at here. But let me see the Fool in your strength. You get the 10 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the 7 of Pentacles. You're always taking it a notch down, or 2 or 3. You know? Where the energy shows up here and the way you function from that energy is somewhere here. And I can't really understand why. Unless you're just not seeing eye to eye here. You're just not pursuing the same thing, even though apparently you are, but you're not. It's like, let's take it a notch down here. Every time I see the energy up here, I see you functioning from that energy, but dropping it. a few notches. Okay. Let me do the Emperor in the immediate future. We're back to that. The Hierophant, the Death card, the Magician. You're like, okay, now I'm really done. I'm done. It's not an idea just being thrown in there, and I'm not, keeping up with it because I'm doing the opposite. I'm done. Like, I feel strongly for this. Like, super, super into this. Like, you have no idea. I do because I'm looking at it. But I'm done. Okay, so this time you're done. It does feel convincing, I'm not gonna lie. It's not just, again, it's not just an idea that's thrown out there. No, it's like you're showing up with everything aligned that says, I'm done. Okay. Let me see the Ace of Cups in the supportive energies. So much drama in this reading too. For the Ace of Cups, you get the Tower, the Moon, the Hermit. You're taking it very, very hard. You're the one that's deciding, okay, I'm done. You're taking it super, super hard, almost as if the whole world fell on top of your head. And it's like, oh my God. What I'm super glad to see here is that through all of this, whatever this is bringing for you, there's a massive amount of healing that's sitting right at the bottom of it all. So it's like once everything crashes on top of you, you're going to reach that place of healing. So you're going to understand what the fuck this is about, what it's trying to reveal to you, and what places within you need healing because of this experience. Let me see the Wheel of Fortune in your hidden energies. Excuse me, Mr. Pisces. For the Wheel of Fortune, you get the High Priestess, the Devil, the Two of Wands. Well, first of all, this is showing up something like, if I were to talk to you about this experience, if I were to be face to face with you, and we got to talk about this, whatever this is, and I would tell you all these things, and you would be like, yeah, okay, yeah. Some of it you would be like, oh yeah, I feel like, this idea of being done with it, yeah, I'm still here, I'm still playing with it, blah, blah, blah. But then I would be like, no, you would be like, but I feel it somewhere within me, somewhere in there. I feel that even though I'm done now, because I'm done, but even though I'm done now, I feel like this is not over. It's not. It's here to teach you something, obviously. It's here as an experience to open up a healing door for you that you are taking. So from that aspect, no, it's not done. You're talking about something else, though. You're talking about you being done here with this whole deal, and you're putting it behind you. You're done. But you're saying, I feel like somewhere in there, I can feel it that this will return somehow. Either I will return to it, or it will return to me. Like, I'm not done. First of all, that's not your intuition that you're feeling in there somewhere. You are right about what you're saying, but not in the way that you think you are. That's where it's all shown up with the devil energy over it. Because this may return. You may return to it. This may return to you. But as a healing experience. As a, hey, this passed through your life so that you can get this lesson from it, and this lesson from it, and this lesson from it, and this lesson. Like, it's opening up a massive door for healing for you. So it may not be back in the way you think it's going to be back for you. You know what I mean? So that's not your intuition that's telling you, hey, I feel like something's not done here. You are indeed right, something's not done here. but in the way you believe it to not be done, and it's going to probably come back around later, you're telling me, that's my intuition telling me, because I feel it somewhere within me. No, that's your higher self telling you, hey, there's a lot of lessons that you're going to learn from this experience. And you're not going to learn them all in one place. You're going to go on with your life. You're going to do your thing. And then at some point, this is going to come back, because this is a big one for you. You know? Okay. Let me see the Knight of Pentacles in your hopes and fears. The Three of Wands, the World card, the Lovers. You're not done here. You're not even close to being done. You're done in the physical, potentially, kind of saying, hey, I don't want to deal with this ever again, and blah, blah, blah. You know, human type of being done. Energetically speaking, no, you're just closing off a cycle. But this experience is not done for you, because it's going to bring quite a lot into your life for your own personal growth, for your own personal healing, you know. And while you move through this experience thinking that you're just going to put this behind you and that's that, and you're going to learn a thing or two from it, you have no idea. You have no idea. Let's do the Five of Wands for the potential outcome. You get the Nine of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords. Is this someone you're working with or something? Or you're around somehow in any kind of context? Because I still see energies flying around in the physical there. Almost like in like flying by, you know, like, okay, maybe you're meeting somewhere at a grocery store, you know, you're passing by whoever this is, and you're going to be polite. You're going to be like, hi, what's up? Yeah, whatever. But like underneath it all, the energies are very, very tensed. Almost reflecting that, hey, something's not done here. You know, there's tension in there. As these flyby energies kind of, you know, pass each other or something. There's politeness on the surface. There's like, hey, you know, how's your day? You know, how's the weather in your neighborhood? Because in mine, that is right next to yours, it's raining today. But like maybe in yours, it's snowing or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you too. But like again, there's quite intense energies playing around underneath all of that polite conversation. But anyways, universe. See what the universe has as a final advice for you. The Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Two of Wands. Okay. You know what? Yeah, I think this is the best way to go through it. Just try to be as present as possible. You are showing up a little overly confident over some things tied up to this experience, which, in all honesty, feel like they kind of get you into trouble in the sense of, you know, don't be so convinced. Just leave room, just leave some wiggle room there for whatever you're experiencing, because not everything is black and white here. You're coming through with that perception over, like, oh, I'm convinced this is what this is. And then the next day you change your mind. So leave room for that changing of mind. Don't be so convinced on things, because this is a process. I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but this experience, whatever this is, whatever this connection is, as insignificant as it may appear, because it does appear like, okay, I'm opening up to this and I'm feeling it deeply, but then I'm done with it, you know? So like, whatever. Yeah, leave some wiggle room and some time for things to really transpire out of this experience, because they haven't yet. This is not even the beginning yet to what this experience is going to be for you. But let's do the wisdom of the oracle. Chaos and conflict, number 33. (32) 33. Essential meanings, disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. The oracle's message: opposing forces come together to create a turbulent atmosphere, but consider the value of chaos that serves you well as you become unmoored by it. Scattered to the winds, you leave behind the parts of yourself you no longer need and disperse seeds to reinvent yourself anew. Although the conflict appears to exist externally, its essence is also internal, projected outward and causing disarray. You may find yourself at cross purposes with someone else, facing a storm you feel you can't control. Yet every storm passes and chaos leads to a reordering of things. Conflict provides a way to see more than one side of a situation. Pisces, stop it. Look upon this as just a moment in time when you may need to take shelter and step away from the fray. Don't be too eager to fight. This is a time to understand rather than to be understood. Anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.